Good Monday morning, peoples. It is Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation. All right. You guys have been bugging me for a Wpay estimate. I've been waiting on them to come out with it, but I had put together my estimate. So here we go. All right. So Wpay is the fund of funds for the current 15 single ETF stock weekly payers from Roundhill. So they just declared last Friday, and they will pay tomorrow on Tuesday. So what you're seeing here in the green, over here, I break them by days owned. I didn't bother to update that field, but you know what? I will, since it's in this summary. I think that will, just in case anybody wants to see that, well, we don't want to mess up what we have right here. So let me skip all but the last column for Google. Oh, that's not really what I wanted. Equals sum of today minus C3. Yeah, that's not a date. That's B3. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So, just as a reference point, it's being exact. So, you have NVIDIA, the Tesla, the Apple, the Coinbase, the Palantir, the Amazon, Berkshire, Hathaway, Hood, Meta, Facebook, Netflix, Microsoft, MSTR, AMD, Broadcom, Avgo, and Google. So those are your 15, and obviously they release in pairs of five. So the top five are 208 calendar days, the next five are 89 days, and the last five are 53 days. So WPay has now been trading. Let's look at the detail. Whoops, let's look at the summary. So here's WPay. It declares today on Monday, September the 15th. Tomorrow, the 16th, is ex-dividend, so you need to buy it on Monday if you want it. It pays on Wednesday, the 17th, okay? All of these individual single payers declared last Friday. So today's their ex-dividend. You don't get them, the single stocks, if you buy today, okay? But you'll get paid on Tuesday. So we're just one day ahead. Everything's pushed day ahead for WPay because they need to know what to pay the single payers so we can get to this value. So what's WPay been doing? Well, it launched on 9/4 at 51.29. It's currently trading at 53.45. Last week, like the second day of its trading, it closed at 51.1. So it's up 4.6. And you can see some of the funds are up, some of the funds are down, right? This represents the percentage of weekly change. So Hood, or HOOW, the fund with the underlying of Hood, had a huge up day, 14, or a huge up week. Palantir had a huge one at 1192. And look at Tesla. Oh, yeah, 1394. Been saying it's undervalued, right? And then you had some, Coinbase did an 830 percentage, Nvidia did 6.79, Avgo 6.82. So when you get an average here, well, it's an average, but it's based on its own numbers. So it's 4.6. So the average here is 4.21 across all these guys, but the reality is this particular fund is up 4.6. All right. So now let's go over and see what it's going to pay. Well, in order to do that, guys, we go into formulas. So we're looking at a percentage basis. So here we go with here's Nvidia's. They paid 30 cents on their last distribution. So Wpay will constitute 6.34% of its payment, which is like almost 2 cents, 1.9 and fractions of the total will come from Nvidia. Then Tesla is 7.34%. It paid 42 cents. When you do the math on that, you get 0.031. Now I can expand these out on the decimal place, but it's not going to do a whole lot. In changing. Whoops, went the wrong way. Not going to do a whole lot, but if you want to see it, well, actually, we can even go another one. Okay. So now you're seeing what I'm predicting is going to be for each one of these payments. So I simply come and I'll go through them again. So Tesla was 7.3, about 3 cents, so 3.1 cent. Apple, 1.5 cents, right? 5.7 cents from Coinbase because it had a 91-cent payout. Palantir had a 49, almost 50-cent payout at 6.83, so 3.3. So let's see who's big here. Oh, look at Netflix. Because Netflix distributed $1.13. Now this is obviously wrong. I've got Netflix and I've got MSFW. So that's a mistake. So MSFW, where is their detail? Caught that, guys. MSFW. Yeah, they did pay. Well, I almost have to go to the Roundhill site for that. Let me go out to the Roundhill site. Sorry about that, guys. You do just too many copies and pastes and links back to the different places, and something gets messed up. So I'll just go right back to the source here. All right. Okay. MSTW MicroStrategy is the 51068 MSTW. Okay. Did MSFW, it paid 96.66. 0.9666 137. Okay. And Netflix, in fact, did pay the $1.13. Okay, so those should all get picked up over here now. Yeah, there's your 113, there's your 96, and there's your 51. Okay, so it goes back to 58.2, guys. So I had 59.3. It's now 58.2. It's a 59.01 yield. So these are how it picks up the pieces and the percentages. So that's it, guys. Just, this is a good reminder if you want to see these. These are the individual payments. Well, again, it's a fund of fund. I'm not a super fan, just personally, because I like to pick the funds that I like to pick and be in them rather than just do an average. Averages lead to mediocre. Do you guys, are you average? Are you, an average thinker? Are you an average athlete? Are you an average musician? Are you an average student? Average is not always so great, right? So hopefully you excel in something, right? Well, in my case, I like to think that I wouldn't say outsmart the market because the market's pretty smart, but I try and take advantage. I look for an edge in the market. So that's me. I realize some people don't have time and you're going to do your own method. So 59% yield, 0.582. That's what I've got for WPay. All right, guys, we'll see this regularly. I'll do this every week for you. This is Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation, not financial advice. not a financial advisor. Have a great week ahead. Don't forget, a lot of volatility. I mean, a lot on this Wednesday. Whatever direction you see, it's very possible that reverses. Now, we do have those days where if they go 50 basis points, it might just take off and run all day. If it goes 25, we may get that initial surge and then a sell off. We shall see. All right, guys. Bye. Take care.